We're seeing families experience homelessness in numbers we've never experienced before. This economy has devastated many people in ways they never expected it.
It was sad because I see my mom cry. It hurts me because I know she's going through a lot of stuff because us three are like trying to help, but we can't help them because we're little.
I've seen many a grown man who, with his family, tear up and look me in the face and say, I never thought that I would have my family seeking shelter in a homeless shelter.
That night that I made the choice to turn around my life, it was dark. I was doing so many drugs I can't even go through as many as I was doing, and paranoia kicked in. I started hearing voices. I started hearing voices of people who care for me that I haven't spoke with for a long time. I actually put everything down and I started to pray. God, please help me. I don't want to be in this situation no more. That next morning, I went to my parents' house, and I was in tears, and my mom was happier than anything because I went up to her, I made the choice and told her that I have a problem, that I need help. I can't do this alone.
There are myths that have got to be dismissed. I mean, the idea that homeless people are lazy. That's not the case. I've never encountered a homeless person. And when I asked them the question, was this your life goal, that just said, yeah, ever since third grade, I've wanted to be homeless. That's not the human nature.
I don't ever remember meeting someone around me that was a lawyer, that was a doctor, that was an accountant, that was a high school graduate, much less a college graduate. So to me, it was very simple. You either take this hard route and become a mechanic and stuff, or you take this more glorified route, you know, where most of the youth were headed as I was going to school, which was gangs and criminal life and earning respect through violence and guns and drugs, when the choices that are given to you are between bad or worse. There's not much of a choice there.
When I was 21, my dad was killed in a car accident, and I had a hard time dealing with that. Was walking down the street, was going to jump off a bridge and kill myself.
My life prior to coming to the WRCC was a little trying for, I was 17 at the time. My mother, she lost her job and she wasn't able to really support me, but she didn't know how to really say it at the time. It led up to a day where we kind of had an argument and she said, leave. And at that point, I had nowhere to go. I was so scared.
Well, our intention, our goal is to provide a comprehensive approach to address the needs of those who are experiencing this crisis. And what we're trying to do is eliminate three just by walking in the door. And the first one is, can we stay here? And the answer is yes. Will we be able to eat here? And the answer will be yes. And the third one is, can my family stay together? You can just see the weight melt away immediately because that crisis, or those three crises, have been eliminated.
One person that really affected me that worked here was my case manager. I remember going to see him, and I remember talking to him for the first time, and I remember him asking me what my problem was, and I told him it was my mother. And I remember him kind of looking outside and looking around and stuff, and then came back, and his selling point was kind of like, well, your mom's not here. And it kind of made me realize that my mom was part of the problem, but she wasn't the whole problem, that I was the problem that I needed to work on.
When I had the intake and when I walked in through the building, I thought to myself, this is where I'm going to begin. This is where my life is going to start. But every day you walk through these hallways, the one thing that you're constantly thinking of is, how can I get better? There's not one moment that you look at a door, at another person that's living here, at anything and say, you know, I'm here for a handout. It's constantly, what can I learn from this facility to get out of here and make it in life?
Case manager and director are absolutely wonderful people who have definitely helped me define a medium of my life and help me get to basically the point where I'm at right now about learning about myself, what I need to do. Like I said, I needed that structure, and they provide that structure for me. They don't tell me what to do. They can only give me examples of what to do, like posting up road signs, but that's what I need, because ultimately I'm the one who's going to make that choice, whether or not I'm going to follow through with that.
When I left the coalition, I went back to Jacksonville, and 2 months later I met my wife, and we've been together 19 years. I worked for 5 years doing outreach in the streets, going into the woods and talking to the homeless.
So now that I have the experience and knowledge, that maybe hopefully one day I might be able to give back and share to people who are hurting.
I love hanging out with kids because I think that some kids need to play with, get some fun. But not all kids can have that. So, and I'm one of them. And my life has been hard since this past year. So, it's gonna get better though.
Today, I am excelling not only at my job, but in college. I'm a 4.0 GPA student. I'm in the honors college. I have created another choice for myself. It took a lot of hard work, a lot of scary leaps of faith. I may not have money to give, but I got a story, an example, and my time to give.
Our desire is to help people understand that homeless people and those who are experiencing that are in fact our neighbors in need. They're not unlike many of the people that we come in contact on a daily basis. They all have a story. They all have something that's compelling. And when you hear that story, it becomes something that engages you and say, gosh, I can make a difference.
Sometimes the best maps cannot guide you, and the stars just remind you you're alone. But it's all right there in childhood's memory. Let them speak and they'll show the way back home.